All right, in this section, we are going to go over transforming data. This is going to be the most return that you're going to get on understanding how to use data and how to really start to cook with it. In the previous section, what we did is we worked on gathering our data or getting our ingredients, as I like to say. And now we're going to focus on the kitchen, cooking our ingredients. Just because we have ingredients doesn't mean we can use them right away. We have to clean, cut, prep, cook it. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Now, before we get into how to do it, I'd like to go over some other methods, some other strategies that you might have when it comes to transforming data. Okay, so one method that we can do is we could extract data and we can transform it externally. And what I mean by that is you could hook up Jupyter Notebooks, Python, you can do whatever you need to go do and put it back into Domo. We're not going to go over that because I want you to learn how to actually do it in Domo. And there's a big reason why. If you are using an external tool like Jupyter Notebooks, Python, whatever, that program is tied to your computer. What's very nice about Domo is it's all in the browser. That means it's not a program running on my computer that if my friend wants to take over that ETL, that transformation, they have to now use my computer or they have to use a program like that or know what they're doing. Too complicated. Having the application of transforming data in the browser is very transferable. And that means I can go look at it, anybody can go look at it, and it's really, really amazing. So let's take a look at some of the ways that we can transform data within Domo. Now, if you go to data at the top, if you look on the right-hand side here, we have these things. We have SQL, we have Blend, ETL. Let's go over what Blend is real fast. Blend is just a very fast way to join data, and that's what Blend is. So if I click Blend right here, I can select a data set, and I'm going to pick this one. Sure. You don't have to do this. Just watch me. I can pick another data set. And here what I can do is I could say, hey, I want to join on, I don't know, date. Sure, why not? And date. And I can hit preview if I want to. And there we go. We just made a blended data set. That's what that is. It's just a real fast way to do it. We're not really going to do that. We're going to talk about some of the bigger ones. I'm going to cancel this. Okay, SQL. Let's talk about SQL. SQL is a query language. What this means is you're going to learn how to write a command to tell an application to pull some data for you. It's like fishing. You're saying, go get it and bring it back to me. I actually used to teach a class on SQL, a two-part class. And the only reason it's two parts is so I could say SQL, the sequel. Okay, here's how this SQL thing works. You do not have to do this. Just take a look. SQL, I'll say SQL demo. First, I have to get my ingredients in my input data set. So I'm going to, again, pick that one, this green one right here. It's fine with me. Then if I go to transform, I'm going to hit table. And here, this is the SQL language. You will write something like this. Select, meaning go grab. Star, this asterisk, means everything. From, this is our data set, right? Organization. Again, you do not have to do this right now. Don't worry about it. And then here is where you can do stuff like where the quantity is greater than 1 or whatever. Here's where you can have parameters for like filters. And then you can do other things where you can say order by, and order by means sort it, basically, for lack of a better word. Now, with SQL, while it sounds easy this way, it's not that fun. Doing the other way, which is called ETL, is much, much, much better. SQL, we used to have to just have our eyes glued to a sheet and see, do we have the right parentheses in place? It would be like making a VBA code in Excel to make a cell green instead of just clicking that cell and saying green. So yes, in the olden world, this is what we had to do, but now there is a much better way, and I don't even do this anymore. And I'm very happy I don't have to do this anymore. Let's go over ETLs. So I'm going to cancel. Okay, ETL. ETL is on the top right here. It is this split ends icon, and you have it on the left-hand side here too. On the left-hand side, this is where you can see all your existing ETLs. On the right-hand side, this is where you can create a new one. So an ETL stands for extract, transform, load. You do not need to really remember what that is. It's not going to be on a pop quiz, but let's go over how an ETL works. I'm going to click this ETL. And this is my data kitchen. I spend a lot of time in here. And in the data kitchen, we have these things all around us. This is our real kitchen. On the left-hand side, these are different kitchen tools. Like you have ovens, you have cutting boards, stand mixers, knives, all these things that we can use. Now, before we actually get into some of the work, I want to show you a little bit here and there. At the top left, here's where you have to name the ETL. If you do not name the ETL, and you hit save and run, it'll default to new ETL transform. And I have worked with somebody who never named their ETLs. So they had new transform 1, new ETL transform 2, 3, 4, 5, and it got really difficult to know where different data sets coming from. It was a little bit tricky. So go ahead and name it. And how we're going to name it, we're going to name it like our regular naming conventions that you have been privy to. Again, you do not have to do this, but this is my way that I do this, and this is a best practice. I'm going to say organization. I'm going to say Domo Learning, pipe. We're going to say we're going to pull some data coming from connectors. If you're using Google Analytics, Google Sheets, you can put whatever you want there. I'll just say connectors for this one for now. Pipe, and I'm going to say Demo ETL. Okay, there we go. That is my naming convention. Now, at the top here, you can see we have a run preview thing. It's grayed out because we have nothing in here yet. This 10K row limit thing, what this is doing is you're telling Domo how many rows do you want to take and inject into the ETL to just make sure that the pipes are working. Okay, it's kind of like pipe cleaner. So we'll go into that in a second. We have these negative 100 plus. This is just how to make magnification, how to make the ETL look bigger. And then we have the settings icon right here. And this setting icon is we can say, hey, I want this ETL to run whenever a condition is met. I want it to run on a schedule, or I want it to run whenever we take an ingredient, a data set. And if that updates, automatically make this thing update. That would be like saying, hey, if I got avocados delivered to my house, automatically have a robot cook me some food using those avocados. Pretty cool, right? And I like to use that one because that way I can set it and forget it. I do not have to worry about manually hitting run on the ETL. Okay, there we go. So how we're going to start is we're going to go pull in a data set, and then we're going to use that continuously to work on understanding how to use this ETL in your data kitchen.